Bahog-bahog, buwadog sikwati, saging green, kanon nga humay. In case you're wondering what I'm blabbering about, I'm talking about some of my favorite chows as a kid. And what better way of telling my story to the world than to give you a little glimpse of who I was as a kid? So, obviously, today I'm going to talk about my beautiful childhood. Hi there, once again, guys. This is Sheila, your average, not super awesome, fairly interesting next door local vlogger. And we are back for more today to hopefully give you some tidbits of inspiration. Now, quick disclaimer. Why do I always speak in English? Well, I've been reliably informed, guys, that English is our universal tongue that everybody hopefully understands. So I would default to that for that purpose and never to foster a false sense of class, refinement, or superiority. So I just want to make that a little clearer. And of course, I am one with the world and acknowledging that these are highly perilous times, guys. We are definitely challenged day by day by what's going on globally. And so, my ask simply is that we take it one day at a time. We continue to live because the world will only stop when we do. So, cheers to hope, cheers to courage, cheers to resilience, and cheers to keeping on one day at a time. Okay, so back to my topic, guys. Who was I as a kid? So I'm going to talk about my childhood by telling you some of the stories that I remember up to this day, and that would hopefully give you a little idea of who I was as a little kid. So I would start with a description that I wrote that says, I'm a tried, tested, certified, persistent rebel. Rebel in a sense that I was very stubborn. Starting as a kid, I remember when I was in grade one, my elementary years, I often got called out for being very talkative, right? I dare talk while my teacher was presenting a very important lesson, and for some odd reason, I always found a reason to also talk to my seatmate. I even remember I was asked to go out of the classroom and stand in the playground for a reasonable time just so that I get properly disciplined and so that I would realize that it's never wrong to talk while your teacher is trying their best to present the lessons that you need to know about. So yeah, I was a rebel. A rebel as well in a sense that I would always go out of the house. I grew up at my grandma's house, so I would always find excuses to go out to either watch anime series because I'm an anime fan. Growing up, I always watch a lot of animes. Of course, I do that at the comfort of my neighbors' houses because we didn't have the amenities to be able to watch from the comfort of our own home. So I always go out to do that, or I play a lot. Chinese garter, tago-tago, buwan-buwan. Well, we have a tendency to repeat words, and it's a Filipino culture we are all very proud of. So I always find those reasons to go out, and every time I get called back to my grandma's home, um, I would roll my eyes, I would be upset about it, I'd be very angry that I got asked to return to the house. So, rebel. And I'm pretty sure you could always relate to those at one point or another. Being a child with not a care in the world and just being carefree about every single day of our existence. So that's the first description that would fit in when I try to remember who I was as a kid. Second would be that I was a very obsessive, very unique, and on the verge of irritating type of listener. Why do I describe my being a listener that way? I have this kind of signature look, guys, when I listen to my teachers. Um, how does that look like? It looks like this. All right. So I don't know how to really describe that. It's like in a tilted angle, and then I would fixate my eyes on whoever is talking, and that will be my teacher, of course. And I will just be like that for hours on end as they go through their lessons. And they say, or at least some people told me, that that could be an irritating look for them. So then I was like that. Like I would intently listen, and I would basically silence all the noise in the background, just really fixating on whoever is talking, whatever they're talking about. And I'd have that external look, just tilting my head and fixating my eyes on the person. So that could be scary, weird, very unique, and on the verge of being irritating. But I remember that particularly when I was a kid. And of course, I also was a relentless, always on the roll, fearless little public figure. I say public figure not because I was in politics or whatnot, obviously not, but I would show up in everything. May that be a barangay event, may that be a contest of some sorts, may that be a celebration, or whatever activities, whatever community events that would be. I would always make the effort to go there or to participate in some way. Now, believe it or not, I used to dance as a kid. I even participated in Sinulog, and I remember we competed in Abeliana for like the school-based category. And we even won once. I think we were fifth place. So yeah, I loved dancing as a kid. Growing up, I know I stopped at some point because, of course, of me being a little bit gifted up front, if you know what I mean. And so it could be distracting watching me try to do some of those moves. And I think my body would no longer remember as much, or my muscle memory has been lost long time ago. But I did used to love dancing. Alright. A public figure, in a sense wherein I would always have that overflowing confidence to participate in school. I would compete in speaking contests. I also used to love to draw a lot. I drew a lot. I was very passionate about drawing, that I also got sent to some local competitions for drawing contests, and some of those I may have won. I particularly remember one time that I did, but some I'm not sure what may have transpired out of those events. But I was always showing up to all of those kinds of activities or engagement. So I may have felt that I owned the world during that time, so that I just didn't care at all whatever I got sent, whatever I was going into. So I was that fearless. Why am I talking about my childhood days, guys? So childhood days are the days when we really did not analyze life so much. That life was just so simple, that we rejoiced in the littlest of things. We had a big laughs at very stupid moments, perhaps, but we were just so full of the blessings that we had and what the world had to offer. Now, I think in trying to survive these very trying times, it's very important to remind ourselves of our childhood version, just so that we be reminded that we were once very hopeful about everything, and every single day was like the best days of our lives, and that we had very happy, hopeful, vigorous, enthusiastic hearts. So that was just a little glimpse of me as I was growing up. So I hope we can pick up something from that, and I hope you would also have some good, very good memories to relive as a kid, as a child. So let's try to survive day by day by reminding ourselves of the beauty of a child's heart. Thank you once again for your time, and happy Sunday, everyone. Go, go, go. Fight, fight, fight.